Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I just realized, watching my other videos, I've never actually introduced myself. So, I'm Jolene. I'm just starting out my channel. I think I posted my first video like a month or a little over a month ago. So, I'm trying to grow my channel. So, I would love it if you guys would subscribe before you leave. Hit your bell so you don't miss anything. Give me a thumbs up so I know you were here. And leave a comment so I know what you think about this video. And also thank you to all of the subscribers that have subscribed lately. I appreciate it so much. So today's video is going to be different than what you've seen so far. I was thinking about it and I'm like, I really need to do something, do a video that kind of spices my channel up a little bit. I've only done grocery hauls and what's for dinners, and I'm still going to continue to do those. Actually, I have a what's for dinner I gotta do a voiceover yet on and get that up. And I also want to end up, I just have to take the time to record a cleaning video because that was also what I wanted to do on my channel. So that will get into the rotation. I'm easing my way into it. So, but today's video, the title is Letting Go. And oddly enough, guys, it's about letting go of clothes. Somewhere in here there'll be a clip of the clothes that I'm talking about. And I've had these clothes, I kept them as motivation that I was going to fit back into them. And I've had them for years. And now every time I look at them, I don't see motivation. They just make me feel bad. Like, girl, you've had these for 5+ years and you still can't fit into them. What are you doing? That's how they make me feel. It's just made me feel bad. I feel like I've failed. Like I should be further along in what I thought I wanted to be by now. And I'm 35 going on 36. So I shouldn't feel bad about how I look or anything like that. I feel like I'm too old to feel that way. Like I should be comfortable with who I am and how I look, and it's, you know, I'm not there. And if you've watched my grocery hauls, you're probably thinking, well, that's because you keep all those unhealthy snacks in your house. And yes, that is some of it, but it's not all of it. It started way before this. Since middle school, I would say, I have always had struggles with the idea of my weight. And it wasn't even that I was a big kid, chubby kid or anything. When I look at pictures of myself when I was younger, I wasn't. But there's two memories that stick out in my head. One was when I was in middle school, and it was Easter. I had bought this outfit, or you know, my mom had bought this outfit, loved it, was super excited to get it on, couldn't wait, whatever. Went out in the yard, took pictures, and then when my mom got it developed and I looked at it, first thing that went through my head was, oh my god, look at how huge I am. I'm huge in this picture. And it's just been since then. And I hated everything about it. I hated how I looked. I hated the outfit. I never touched it again, never put it back on, nothing. And the second memory that really sticks out is I was 16, and the comment come from an adult, and this adult had not seen me for a while. And they looked at me when they see me and they're like, oh wow, you lost all your baby fat. You look good. And I just remember thinking, okay. Like I didn't know how to even process it. Like, you know, even now I'm just like, why would you say that? But anyway, And do you ever have one of those memories where you like remember everything? Like you remember what you were wearing, you remember how your hair was. That is how significant this memory is to me. Like I remember what I was wearing, I remember what I was doing, I remember what they were doing, the hair, everything. I remember it all. So it really stuck with me. So that would have been like at the end, I was just finishing my sophomore year. So my junior and senior year then, I was very much aware of like my weight or, you know, how I looked in things and whatever. And it's not that I wasn't, you know, like looking in the mirror or whatever before, but it was like after that comment, it was just kind of like very, very overly conscious of it, I guess is how I would put it. So for, you know, my junior and senior years, then I do remember, you know, I watched everything I ate, and I definitely was an unhealthy eater. I won't go as far as saying I was anorexic or I had an eating disorder, but you know how you can overeat? I definitely underate. Like I never ate breakfast. I was never a breakfast person. And sometimes I would eat lunch, sometimes I wouldn't, and if I would eat lunch, it would be more like picking at my lunch. I could have one of those small bags of chips and a can of soda, and that's all I would eat all day long. And then I would go home and eat a small plate of supper, and that's kind of like my eating habits. And I'm not saying it was like that every single day, but that was the majority of the time that is how I ate. And if I tried to eat like that now, I would pass out. My body is not built to eat like that now. And it wasn't supposed to be like that then, but that is just how it was. So I've always had an unhealthy relationship with the way I looked or the way I thought I looked. And I know there are other people out there that battle with it and deal with it, and it is a struggle. It really is. It's a struggle I have been dealing with for, you know, 20 plus years now, and it's a vicious cycle. There was a point in time where I was in really good shape. It was after I had my son, a couple of years after I had my son, and I'm like, okay, I gotta do something. Like, I can't live like this. I hate it, blah, blah, blah. So I did. I had, you know, I was going to the gym at least 5 days a week. Rarely that I missed throughout that 5 days. I was very strict with what I ate. And I had lost about 50 or 60 pounds. And I was 10 pounds away from my goal weight. And I hit a plateau. Couldn't break through that plateau. It didn't matter what I did. I tried a bunch of different things. It wouldn't. And then I actually started to see the scale go up. And it frustrated me. And the more I got frustrated, you know, the less things were working for me. So little by little, my eating habits went back to what they were before. I, you know, made excuses not to get to the gym until pretty soon I wasn't going at all. And before you know it, I gained back all the weight I had lost and then some. Feeling like a failure wasn't even close to how I felt. That it had gone beyond that. So, and every year since then, it has basically been the same thing. You have got to get back to the gym. You have got to go, you know, you've got to start eating better. You've got to do this, you got to do that. And I come across an article in something, and it said, you have to love yourself at every size. If you don't love yourself when you're big, you're not going to love yourself when you're small. And that is me. Because if I look back on it now, I was 10 pounds away from my goal weight. And the weight I was at that point in time, there was nothing wrong with that weight. I could go to any store and I could find my size. I didn't have to go in the plus size section. I didn't have to order special, nothing. You know, I could go into any women's clothing section and find what I wanted to wear. And that was the smallest I had been since after I had my first child. So I had accomplished a lot. I mean, that was a lot to lose that 50 or 60 pounds. It was a lot. You know, I'd stuck with it, but it wasn't good enough. And I truly feel, even if I would have lost those 10 pounds, I truly feel like it would not have been good enough. It would have been like, I still don't look good in clothes. And that was what my problem was. I could look at myself in the mirror and hate anything I put on. And that was even when I was in high school. I just had that self-image where I never looked good in clothes. I never felt comfortable in my own skin. And when I was in middle school and high school, especially after hearing that, you know, I looked good after losing all my baby fat, it basically was, you're not going to be pretty unless you're skinny. Like, that was, you know, and it's not a good feeling. And that's how I felt about myself. I never looked at anyone else, even now as an adult, and knowing how I feel about my self-image. I don't look at any other female that's, you know, plus size, or anybody, you know, that's plus size or whatever. I don't look at them and think, oh, they must be so lonely. No, it's, especially if I know who they are. They're beautiful. They're beautiful inside and out. There should be no reason that they can't be with someone because of their looks. And truly now, I can tell people, if they only want to be with you because you're, you know, a petite size, they have no business being with you. I have 2 daughters. They're teenagers, and I actually had the discussion with them this morning about, you know, how they look, and, you know, they're beautiful. They will always be beautiful to me. And I've said, don't ever let anyone make you feel bad about your weight or how you look. No, don't ever let anybody make you feel that way. And it's not like anyone ever made me feel that way while I was growing up. It started with myself. And, you know, so I just kind of check in with my kids to make sure that they're comfortable with themselves and their bodies, and, you know, because I never want them to feel the way I do. And I've actually told them that before. I don't want them to have the same struggles that I've had with how I feel I look. And my younger daughter, she's like, Mom, you're not even big. And, you know, for her to say that, it does mean something. And my oldest daughter had mentioned, you know, something kind of along those same lines. So when I think that my teenage daughters, you know, they look at me differently than I look at myself. And everybody looks at themselves differently than how they're seen by other people. So, you know, that means something. And of course, my husband, you know, he too, he's like, why are you always covering up? And he's like, it's just me. And we've been together, in May, it will be for 19 years, you know? So he's like, and I know how irritating it is. I will be sitting there and I'm constantly like pulling at my clothes to make sure they're not too close to me, or I don't like wearing really tight things. 1, it's uncomfortable, and 2, it's like, I don't need everyone else to see what I have. You know, so, but even at home, I'm like that. And so it's just, so back to you have to love yourself at every size. So that is where I'm going wrong with everything. I'm not embracing who and what I am. I'm not loving what I have. And, you know, and that is where my roadblocks are. Like, I have to get past those, and then maybe maybe I would be happy at the size I am, and maybe, you know, or maybe I'm like, no, I can do better. I can get to where I think I'm, you know. So it's letting go of what is kind of holding me, and the clothes hold me. Like maybe I'm just not meant to put them back on. But they're definitely not meant to make me feel bad, like, or make me feel like a failure, like they have been. They gotta go. It doesn't help me, and it actually only makes things, you know, worse. So, of course, every year, most people start out with, gonna hit the gym, I'm going to eat better, I'm, you know, diet, whatever. And I know, after all these years, I cannot diet. I don't like it. It is not sustainable for me, because the second I quit dieting and go back to how I ate before, I will gain everything back. I already know that will happen because it's already happened to me. So it is little lifestyle changes that I have to make. Make them at my own time, my own pace. I can get comfortable with them and then move forward to something else. And that is where I'm at now, is making these little changes that will in the end improve how I feel. And everything's at my own pace. You know, that's the other thing, is you have to be strict with everything. So, and believe me, I've tried low carb, low fat, grapefruit diet. I mean, lots and lots of things I have tried. The soup diet, I mean, everything. And I've spent a lot of money on books and DVDs and things that, you know, and in the end, it was just, you know, money wasted. So, so that's the beginning of this year. I laid stuff out and I kind of wrote things down of what I wanted to do. And I did. I said, you know, I want to get into a regular workout routine. I was going sporadically. You know, I'd stick with it for a few weeks and then I kind of, oh, I can miss today or whatever, you know. And I know if I want to make any gains personally, I have to, you know, get more into it and stick with it better. And I know I'm capable of doing that. So it's just, you know, maybe going 2 days a week, 3 days a week. So it's all little changes that will add up to the bigger picture. But it was different for me though this year, is everything was about change for me this year. I wanted to try some new things. This is why we've grown, this is why we've started the YouTube channel, is it's something different. It is out of my comfort zone, because sitting here talking to this camera is definitely not in my comfort zone. It's way out, way out. So that's what I needed to do. And it was a vision list, it was my 2019 vision list, and I had a vision list of what I wanted to do in our household, items I want to purchase, and then I had a list of things I had to start working on for myself, like being more positive about things, certain things that I would think of negatively. And of course my self-image was always and has always been number one. Now, this poor self-image that I have of myself has been in the works for over 20 years. So I know it is going to take a very long time before I fully am accepting of me. So, but it's the little changes that I have to make. And I know it's only going to make me better. Is it going to be long and painful? Absolutely. So it's kind of one of those where I feel like I have checks and balances, maybe if I talk about it. And then any support that I get from anyone else, because this is not a subject that I like to discuss with anybody. My husband is fully aware of how I feel, and he does what he can to make me not feel that way. which really helps. But sometimes, like I said, this is over 20 years of feeling this way. So talking about weight and the uncomfortableness and whatever, and I just don't discuss it with a lot of people. And if it is, it's like in a joking manner or whatever, so people don't think you're really serious. So if I put it out there like this, I know there are a wide variety of people, hopefully, that will see this, and maybe you're in the same boat as me, or maybe you have tips for me or something. Like I said, this is new of me trying to find ways to accept me for me, the size I am now and everything. And it's the it's the self-esteem, it's the self-confidence, and I've always kind of lacked it. Some people don't realize that, because I'm not super forthcoming with how I feel sometimes. Sometimes you're gonna know how I feel. My facial expressions give a lot away, but I'm good at hiding, like, the deep down stuff where you don't share with a lot of people. So this, for me, doing this video is it's major for me. Like, I feel like this is a step forward to help me. Like, I'm admitting that I have this problem. I guess I don't know how else I would explain it, but I have put the conversation out there. I have put it out there. This is me. This is how I feel. And like I said, leave me a comment. Leave me something that, how many other people go through this is, and I know it's common, but I also know it's common that it's not talked about. It's just, I guess this was another area where I kind of, it's getting so many other different point of views. I've been watching a lot of, like, motivational motivational things from other YouTubers, and I guess this is kind of where this has come from. The clothes thing come late last week. I'm like, I gotta get rid of them. They gotta go. Like, it's a hindrance to me now. And so then I kind of played into, well, maybe I should make this into a video. Well, how do I make it into a video? And then I was watching someone else, and I'm like, this is exactly how I feel, and she was just so out there with it, and it was, and she, by the way, this YouTuber, she's gorgeous, she's beautiful, and, that's exactly, how she felt is exactly what I was feeling, and I have felt for so long. So I know it's out there, and I just wanted, my channel to reflect. Guys, I don't know if I died there, so I don't know how much you missed. Hopefully not too much. I hope I didn't just lose everything I did. That was a long video. That was a long video. Okay, so anyway, if you missed it, hopefully I just didn't, I'm not going back too far. Anyway, spring's coming, hopefully, so I can get different video or content out to you. Let me know if there's something you want to do, or you want me to see, or you have ideas or whatever. Like I said, my main focus was grocery hauls, cleaning videos, and what's for dinners. But I like to add other things in, so you kind of don't get the same thing over and over again. My whole point of doing this was to grow my channel into something that I can be, proud of, that I've never ever thought I would ever do. So yeah, that's the end of this video, guys. I hope it wasn't too rambling and boring. Like I said, I hope, if there was one thing I could say in there that you can relate to, I guess that was what it was meant to do then. So I will see you in my next video. I think that's it. Bye, guys.